Welcome, friends. This is Emmy. I'm so excited to be here with you today. We've got all kinds of stuff we're going to do, and we're going to have a good time doing it. So whether you've been with me before or whether this is new, I'll walk you through it, and we're going to tangle and under the seascape. So you are Zen with Emmy on YouTube right now. And let me get started with the supplies and things you're going to need. This is so much fun. Wait till you see. Okay, so we're going to need these supplies for the next 5 days. We're going to need a tile or a piece of paper that's 3.5 or 4 inches. And I'd like you to try to find a way between this video and the next to cut a piece of cardstock. Any kind is fine. Does not have to be watercolor. It can be any weight you'd like. I'll show you in just a minute what we're going to do with that. So 8 by 8 or 20 centimeters squared is just fine. We're going to need a sketchbook or some scrap paper for some patterns I'm excited to show you. We'll use our usual pen, pencil, blender tool, and a kneaded eraser. Not probably a neater one, and if you have a shell, grab your shell. And then, obviously, a willing and open heart for the fun ahead. So this is going to be a blast, and let me get started with some of the things we're going to do. Let me show you first the shell that we're going to do. That's our bonus. We're going to do that on the last day when we have a kind of a celebration thing. I got an assortment of shells. You can use any kind that you want for this project. And that's not to the last day. So something to plan for. A little further to know is this is where we're going with this cool project. So we are going to make a Sea-cret garden. And it is pretty much under the sea. And so I have framed this and enlarged it just a bit for you. We're going to do all these parts a little at a time over the next 5 days. Today, we're going to grab our trusty supplies, and you might want, and I need these, so you might too, when you get to a point where you're saying, ooh, I don't know what she means, right before you pause me, have a little treat for yourself. You'd be amazed at how a tiny piece of chocolate, as you know, when you just take that pause and relax and loosen your shoulders, you'll find that this is exactly what you need at that moment. So, any version of these supplies, and usually when I'm working, I use a cup like this, which is just a simple jar that I got from yogurt one time. And I do stand my pen up and everything in it so that I can see what kind of pen I'm using. So I'll set those all off to the side. I'm going to use a regular tile today for our project. We're going to make this cool little fish. And he needs to have a school that maybe he's going to attack. He doesn't look too happy. You might decide you want to get your color Prisma pencils out sometime. That's entirely up to you. So, turn your paper over, grab your pencil, and let's put some pencil dots in the corner. Connect them wonky style. And the string we're going to use today is our fish. So I'm going to do him in pencil first and then go over him lightly in pen when I finish this. I'm going to make a kind of a big arc, a rounded front, and then the rest of the big arc. And then I'm going to make a long, long, long line that is also kind of a rice grain that ends in a hook. I'm going to do that the other direction too. A rice grain that ends in a hook. And I'm going to do a series of scallops back here. Oh, as many or as few as you want. He's on the hunt for my little school of fish. Yours probably is too. And I think that the rest of this can be done with our 01 or whatever pen you're choosing to use today. So take a minute and darken over that pencil that you made. Other direction too. This pencil will come in handy for shading. And the other direction. Isn't he cute? So let's put his upper fins on. His upper fins could start maybe about a third of the way back of his body, and I'm going to do a series of small hooks. They have the illusion of connecting, but it's up to you whether you want them to connect or not. It certainly doesn't matter. And there his upper fins are. The lower fin is a little bit different. I'm going to turn my tile, but I'm starting a third of the way up again. I'm going to do a series of wide curves that obviously get smaller. And then I'm going to connect them like this, like an inward curve. And I'm going to darken in between each. Something like that. He could have a frown or a smile, your choice of what you think this is. I widened this facial expression for our fish. I'm going to put an eye in this area here. This is an artist's rendering, so it's going to be different. Mine's going to be different from yours. Next time I do mine, it might be different again. Who's to say? I'm going to do a series of dashes on the rest of his body here. They're all different, I hope you've noticed. I'm not trying to line them up. It doesn't matter at all if they're lined up. And then I'd like him to have the illusion of traveling fast. And I also wanted this little embellishment here. So this is a series of substantial dots, dark ones, that I'm going to make here. I'm not matching them up. That's entirely up to you. If you want the top and bottom to match, no one's going to notice, and it does not matter unless it matters to you, in which case you should do that. And then I'm going to go like this, put a series of longish flicks to give that illusion that he is kind of going, or she is kind of going through the water. How cool is he? Alrighty, before we get shade on him, because I'd like him to look a little more rounded than he does, and we can do this with shading, I'm going to add that school of fish that I showed you here in the front. But I think that I would like to get this long piece of kelp in here first. I'm going to start at the bottom and make a wavy line and tie it off like that. I'm going to do a series of these small bows or tie-offs all the way down. And it can end in the water if you like, or however you'd like that to end. But now it's time to get our little fish, our school. I'm going to have the school going right behind this. To do that, I'm going to do like a bullet shape. And then I'm going to do another bullet shape right on top so that this becomes double darkened. And do it again. Maybe this one will be bigger, maybe not. Maybe you'll have room for 4, I don't know. Try not to work too small though, you really don't need to. Next thing I'm going to do is a separation with a large comma shape between his body, or their bodies, and their faces or heads, whatever you want to call it. Now, my fish actually have a smile, but that's up to you. Some sort of a marker for the mouth. I can't help myself. I always put a smile on things. Make an orb for the eye, just small. And then I do want to darken between these bodies. So I'm going to come along here like this, real dark, thick line. And then I'm going to do a series of sticks on the body of each of these fish. I want that to pop out. He's behind this, you see, in my mind. And then coming the other direction. Taking a little more time with that, I hope you noticed. Just a nice hash mark pattern. I think this school of fish is so much fun. I hope you like it as much as I. And there it is. So I think I should have a couple more of that kelp pattern coming up here. Maybe I'll have it reaching for the top. And that's going behind. How fun is that? I'm going to have a few smallish orbs coming out of his mouth, that fish's mouth, and maybe these little guys too. So I'm going to fill up a little bit of this region with these cute little bubbles. Maybe some will be kind of larger. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of larger bubbles. And then at the top, I'd like to put something that has the illusion of a wave. So what I'm going to do is just look, kind of watch a minute. I'm going to come around here like this and then make it smaller, and it kind of gives the illusion of maybe it's a foam on the water. I'm not sure. Your call. Yours will look different. That's the joy and the beauty of Zentangle and the drawing fun that we're having together today. Maybe I'll do a few things like this. And I'm not really trying to tie them together, as you can see. I am going to put some shading on here and then sign. And then I'm set with this. I'm going to do shading along, and I'm grabbing my, any pencil you have, of course. My Zentangle pencil is a tiny bit softer, so I like the way that acts here. But any pencil you have. As you can see, I'm shading just on one side, but I am going to shade on the inside of each side of these fish because I want to give the illusion of them being rounded. And to do that, shading on the inside is going to contribute most to giving me that. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to shade on the inside. I like to do all my shading first and then go back at the same time and spread and smudge after I'm finished. So then I'm going to also do a little shading on here. Make this fun thing pop. Do a little shading on here. And this I'd like to have the illusion also. So I'm going to put that shading on the inside. Give it a little rounded look. And I'm not sure I need much up here, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. And I think there's plenty on the outside. Grab your blender stump or your Q-tip, whatever it is you're using today, and come back here and smudge, smudge, smudge. Spread that graphite out. Fun. I'm not doing both sides of the kelp. I want it to have the appearance of laying on the sea floor, or like the light is important in this way. So here I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to spread this graphite out. Kind of watch here just a second. So it's going to be really darkest, closest to the edge of his body, and then it's going to spread, spread, spread. Same thing here. I'm following what I would assume are the curves of his body, her body, whichever. And it thins out so that there is this white in the middle. And then I'm going to come along like this, and I want to again smudge it out, spread that out so that it diffuses into the cream paper that I'm using. Nice. I'm trying very hard to leave a light source in the middle of this. Doesn't always work, but I have quite a lot of graphite on this pencil, or this blender stump, so it's going to take me a long way now, and that's really good. So I'm going to go around the outside edges. I did not put a frame on this. I'm just going to let the graphite be its own frame today. And if I needed to, I could use my trusty eraser to get rid of some of that even more. I don't think I need it, but you might feel differently, and yours might have turned out quite a lot different. So now that I've got this darling little fish made, I'm going to sign him with my today's project. I really hope that you will stick around for the next few days. I'm going to release a video every other day, and we will build our Sea-cret. So I hope you can be here. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.